dogs are alive and well this morning. So I got the dual 15-gallon spray buddy set up. I think it's ready to go. It's total of 30 gallons, two 15-gallon tanks side by side. I had a little bit of an issue with getting them to drain simultaneously, even. The first couple of ways I plumbed it, one would pull quicker than the other and replace quicker than the other. But I think I've got that fixed. So we're going to do a no edit, spray the entire 15,000 square feet of Kentucky bluegrass so that you can look at the clock, see how long it takes, see just how efficient it is, and so that I can do a full-blown test with product to make sure that the tanks are pulling down the same, so you know what to expect in case you want one of these. First thing, fill it up, fill both tanks up about halfway full of water. And yes, it's got dual agitation. The tank closest to the pump agitates a pinch harder than the tank furthest away from the pump. Is what it is. So this is a foliar application, so I'm going to check the pH, make sure it's at 5 or slightly below, because I'm going to use my O2YS adjuvant, and that's going to give me superb contact to the plant. It's going to allow the material to work inside the plant a lot quicker than it would by itself, and it's just, I've been using this stuff for years. It's absolutely fabulous. I'm in love with it. The way I mix with a dual tank system, if both tanks are going on 1 yard like this one is if I have a total of say 20 ounces of product, I put 10 ounces in one tank, 10 ounces in the other. But if I'm mixing multiple products, I just add up the total of the products and split it in half, put half in one tank, half in the other. It's a high volume sprayer. I'm going down at 2 gallons per 1,000 square feet, 15,000 square feet of turf, 30 gallons of material. That's going to give me just absurd coverage, meaning I'm going to coat the entire surface of the leaf blade. So I'm going to take my gun off, and it's just water. And I've got water in the line. I'm going to pump the water back into the tank to get the material into the line, so that when I get out to my first area of spraying, I've already got material to the end of my nozzle. This is the 110 volt pump option, which means it plugs into a wall outlet. I've actually got it hooked up to a drop cord because I don't have an outlet close by. I'm going to drag some hose out, then get my areas back behind the shed first, then go to the front corner, make my way back to the building. That way all my hose is kind of right here in a central location that makes it easy to roll back up. Alright, so we're not going to take any breaks and no cuts in the action, so if you got your phone or a stopwatch or something, time it, or take note of the time stamp on the video at the bottom, and then we'll see how long it takes from start to finish. I don't think I quite got my pressure set right. see, I'm spraying 2 mower width wide, which is 52 inches times 2. Alright, like I said, no edit, because I want you to see the whole thing, dragging the hose around the building and everything. I'm going to set this right here so you can watch. Now when I went around the other side, I stopped at the corner of the building. Whoops. Sorry, I had to make one pass without you there. Let's go down here. I'll just set the camera up right here one time. Maybe you can see the whole yard. Yep. I'm going to tell you, I'm a little bit off on my walking pace. Alright, so I can see it from here. Got just a touch left in the tank. Maybe 2 gallons. I know you can't see it, but I can. I'm just going to kind of lose it over the yard pretty quickly. Like I said, my walking pace is off just a touch. Well, it wasn't off that much. You can see it's just barely spitting out now. I like to kind of let it just pump and push that material out of the hose best it can. Then I'll put water in the tank. Once I put water in the tank, then I'll flush the material out of the line. I'm done spraying. Yes, they pulled down perfectly even. Hallelujah. And like I said, just flush the material that's left out of the hose, and you'll kind of see this thing change colors and turn clear like water. You can kind of see the off color. You probably can't see it. Camera's probably not that good to let you do that. But and like I said, I don't want to leave the material in the hose. When I mean material, I mean the first. Oops, there we go. Now it's going to turn over to water. That's where the pump ran empty, or the tanks went empty and run dry. See it change right there? Now you can see it, clear water. And it had a little bit of air in the line. And now I know I'm at the water. And now I'm good to put this bad boy up for the day until I spray again. Now you see why I like to finish up at the kind of in line with my hose reel. That way it's easier for me to roll it up. When you're rolling this up, you want to make sure you keep it nice and tidy and neat, because when we build these and assemble them, we pack it full of hose. That way you get the most hose possible. Sometimes we might even put a little too much hose on them, but you can always cut it off. The fittings we use are reusable fittings on the end, so if you need to make it a foot shorter, a couple of foot shorter, you can. Whoops, I'm hung up right here. I was wrapped up around one of my sprinklers. Poor hose management. See how it's getting tight? Yep, there we go. So minus me not having my walking speed dialed in to perfection, which was pretty dang close, you can look and see what the time is. Now you know how long it takes to spray 15,000 square feet. If you're tired of lugging around a backpack sprayer and tired of filling up 4 or 5 times to spray your yard and it's taking half a day to do it, you can now spray it in a matter of minutes. Links in the description below. Check you later.